Welcome to the Flux Dev Meeting, May 20th. This is the early edition.
Hello, everybody. So today we are releasing Flux 2.8.8 with several fixes. Um, that includes two CVEs in Go Git that were patched in Go Git 5.19.1. So please upgrade. Also fixing support for GCP artifact registry for sovereign cloud uh, in source controller and image reflector controller, and the Flux CLI for Flux push artifact. So fixing the regular expression to work for the host of the sovereign cloud of GCP for artifact registry. Um, Also moving back our moving Helm controller back to upstream in Helm 4.2, which released our fixes after, basically a bunch of regressions from Helm 3 to Helm 4 that affected Flux users in Flux 2.8, which is when we released Helm 4. So we had to ship a bunch of fixes in a fork, port them to upstream, and they're now finally released in Helm 4.2. So we are moving back from our fork to upstream in this release, in this patch release. Um, and moving source controller together so their Helm version is aligned. Um, and yeah, so Helm, CV, Go Git CVEs, Google Artifact Registry for Sovereign Cloud, and uh, several fixes in Helm controller that someone spotted, several minor bug fixes as well. So yeah. Uh, I guess that's it in terms of releases. Also, I just had an idea this week about an improvement for receiver. So receiver is something that Flux users normally don't set up because it's quite complicated. You have to configure ingress, you have to configure network policies, you have to talk to your security team to open exceptions and everything. And you have to configure a shared secret between your CI and Flux. So you can use, for example, the generic HMAC receiver type, which is what you should be using uh, versus the generic one. So the generic one is quite like open. So there's no authentication. It's like you open the network endpoint and anyone who knows this endpoint will be able to trigger the reconciliation of your resources.
The
So you should be
URL is the
using.
secret, right?
Yeah, the URL is a secret, but it's reported as a status field in the receiver, right? So it's not really a secret. Like the token, I was discussing this with Stefan right now. Like the token in receiver is not really a secret, at least for the most basic form of receiver, which is the generic one. It's not really a secret because uh the it's like deterministically generates the webhook path, and that's reported in the receiver status. So if your users can see the ingress host or the HTTP route host also reported in status or even in the spec, so there's no secret really in generic receiver. Um, But if you use generic HMAC, then that secret it actually has to be a secret. That token actually has to be a secret because you have to share it with whatever will trigger the webhook, like your CI, and use HMAC for validation of the payload. So
And HMAC means that it's also replay proof because it's a time-based signature, right? So you can't simply capture the signature, the signed request and play it again. It's time-based.
yeah. So what I proposed, and I think that it's a significant simplification for a receiver, is generic OIDC, right? Should be there for a while. Like every CI system out there has OIDC. GitHub Actions has, GitLab CI has, Forgejo has. So every CI system figured a long time ago that they need to have OIDC because they have to talk to clouds and then they need to exchange tokens and secretless and all that story, right? So every CI system has OIDC and um yeah, that's what I proposed. File a PR. I guess this can make receiver less complicated for Flux users, less security hygiene to deal with. So yeah, hopefully we
So
we
what does the support for that look like on the webhook configuration side? Do I need to switch to a job?
let me show 1 second. Um
Obviously, the old receiver types will remain available, so no one's
yeah,
forced to do anything.
yeah, of course, it's just a new feature, but I think with like if you're not doing weird stuff like getting webhooks from container registries and other things to trigger reconciliation, and you're actually like doing this from your CI, because your CI is the one supposed to push your OCI artifacts for Flux, right? So after pushing, the CI can trigger, can call the webhook. So um, I think generic OIDC is probably gonna be, if people think about it, people will
Okay, now I
realize
understand
that
what
it's
this is
gonna be.
for. It's not a replacement for the Git repository receiver necessarily. Support could evolve for that, but I don't think it would naturally work out of the box with the built-in Git repository webhook. But for the awkward case of you want your OCI repository to reconcile, that can happen in CI. I see. That makes sense.
Yep, yeah. Like you, uh when do you usually want receiver to trigger? Oh, sorry. I had to pick my food downstairs. I'll be back.
No problem. I'm having breakfast myself.
Well, enjoy.
Did anyone else have anything else for the agenda today, by the way? I didn't set up the agenda before.
Hello. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
back. Mhm. Yeah, so just to wrap up the receiver discussion, like I think it's gonna be a very good one. Easier to set up, secure, um, targeted for people using uh calling receiver from your CI to speed up the reaction of Flux and cluster of sources, right? Because so that's usually I think I don't know, like I mean Flux is so flexible and can support so many things, right? But like a simple streamlined GitOps pipeline is like you have your appliers with like 1 hour interval and you have your sources with 1 minute, 10 minute interval. And you can increase the interval of your sources if you have receiver, right? You can like move them to 1 hour like the appliers because you trigger when something happens, right? And you would normally do that in CI when you push your OCI artifacts, for example. So I guess it's gonna be a very good receiver to have if you care about security. Otherwise, if you don't, just use generic. Uh, yeah. So yeah, that's it about this subject. And I see Adrian is here. So Kubernetes merged your PR, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
they did. That's cool.
After a bit
Thanks.
of discussion, they needed a
Yeah,
bit of
thanks.
convincing, but I made it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wanted to thank you for jumping in. I mean, without you, I think we wouldn't be able to have it in
Yeah,
after
you
a
just
tough
have to
one.
like focus on those the nonsense arguments they push. So you just break one after the other, and then they realize, oh yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
cool. I guess though that this means so I was looking at how we actually create the recorder, and
Hmm.
that's through controller runtime, right?
Yeah.
And I think controller runtime does not create the upstream recorder. It creates its own recorder. It just uses
Oh,
the upstream interface, I guess. I haven't
yeah,
checked very thoroughly though, but I checked a little bit and that was my conclusion. Like controller
yeah,
runtime only uses the interface from upstream, not uh the real thing, the real implementation. So I guess for us this means following up and filing an issue on the PR in controller runtime to have the new interface onboarded.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I have a
and
PR already
I don't
in
know what
draft
this
mode.
means for them in terms of releases.
Hmm.
Like this is landing in Kubernetes 137.
Hmm.
So, and 36 just came out. So
Yeah,
I don't know if they how control and runtime ports things from upstream, if they
yeah,
would merge something from an unreleased tag. I wouldn't expect that though.
yeah,
But yeah, we need to open an issue and say here's what's merged. It's coming in 137. What are next steps for having this in control runtime, right?
yeah. And I have a pull request already open. It's on draft. I need
Oh,
to
you already have
review
an pull
that.
request there?
Yeah, yeah, it's in the chat.
Oh,
It's just raised.
oh, oh, cool. Great.
So we just need to discuss with them and yeah, to a bit the timelines because I guess they may affect the upstream and I don't know where what is the range, the bandwidth that they have between what Kubernetes has been released and then any update on Kubernetes 6.
Oh, good. That's good progress.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Hopefully
all
this is going
right.
to be an easy one.
Yeah,
Or an easier one.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I would love to. I like to believe that. But I think it will. Like, it's just controller runtime follows upstream, right? So,
Yeah. So,
uh, cool. Uh, I guess, anything else from your side, Adrian?
no, that's all. I mean, I need to review back this this PR that I shared in the chat for the controller runtime. I need to
Cool.
review a bit my changes there and then remove the draft and see how that goes. And
Is
also,
that
I've
is that one
been
pointing to an unreleased commit from
yeah,
upstream?
it's exactly. Yeah, it's in the PR comments I point to the other PR coordinators.
I don't see anything in Go mod though. There's no Go
No,
mod
not yet
changes.
because I have to wait till they release that the client.go/go because otherwise I can pick
So
up
this is
the.
not this. So this PR doesn't even build at the moment, or
No, I don't think so. It hasn't been released yet.
oh right. So
Yeah, I
it's
need to
importing an
cut.
interface that does not exist in the current version of the dependency.
Exactly. So
Okay.
I'm that's why I have it in on draft. I will check
Mhm.
once they release because they target for 1.37, but it's not really good this feature. It's more kind of in the Go client. I don't know.
Mhm.
They target 1.37. So I don't know if they might be do that earlier or not. Not sure what the timelines are for this. Yeah, and I will check that once we have that new version release. I will update the Go mode, the control runtime, and same with package all the controllers. I have the PRs open, but they are really in a very early phase, just to have it as a placeholder.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from Kingdom or Augie?
Just a reminder, KubeCon submissions for the general track are due at the end of the month. That will be before the next Flux meeting, if folks are not coming next week. Um, we talked last week about potential topics. I think we still have a bit more time for the maintainer track, so we don't need to firm that stuff up yet. But for the general track, if you're thinking of submitting anything, please get it in before the deadline.
All right. Cool. Thanks for
Yeah, as I
the
was mentioning
announcement.
earlier, Mateus, tomorrow the Coembi team and myself, we will be presenting to the Silver Working Group 6 a prototype of an integration of Captain into a Flux environment. And I'd be happy to kind of have that presentation rolled for this community if you guys are interested.
Yeah, sure. We can book a date probably next month.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
Actually, that's the subject that I want to also broach with Stefan if he only was on the meeting.
Yep. Well, I guess that's gonna have to be another day. Okay.
Okay. He will,
Uh,
huh? All right.
yeah. All right. So I guess let's wrap up early. Today I still have to finish the patch release. All right.
All
I
Okay,
right.
guys.
guess I'll
Have a good
Yeah.
see
day.
Thank
you.
you. Take care.
Talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.